Vienna City Council has voted to allow the sale of alcohol by the glass in the business district, but only between 10 a.m. and 11 p.m. Supporters say it could bring in new businesses, while others worry about the impact on the community. Our Cassidy Fury has reactions from residents of Vienna on how they feel the new ordinance will affect the city.
After a packed meeting and public comments on both sides, Vienna City Council approved an ordinance allowing alcohol by the glass sales in the city's business district with a set window, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
This hometown that I have, I want to see it thrive. And I think to do that, we have to make progress in certain areas. Sometimes it's scary to go ahead and try new things, but, instead of asking ourselves, what could go wrong, what could go right?
Miller was the only speaker to publicly support the ordinance during the meeting. He said, even with the concerns, the city has options if the change does not work.
I feel as though we have the chance to help Vienna become better. And, if things don't work out, ordinances can be edited, they can be withdrawn. We have options.
Mayor Chad Emmerich said council landed on what he calls a compromise, keeping alcohol service out of late night hours while still giving restaurants and businesses a chance to expand.
This time frame now cuts off from 11 p.m. to 10 a.m. the next day, and will really keep the business opportunities that are there really more towards the restaurants and those type of activities, and will exclude the more of the bar or nightlife or club mentality.
Emmerich said businesses can begin exploring the change now, but state licensing requirements still apply.
They still have to go through all of the state licensing requirements that are there and meet all of those various stipulations that are already put out there, but they can start to explore those and see what opportunities may arise.
Not everyone believes the ordinance will deliver the growth supporters are hoping for. Pastor Brian Leversey said he's concerned the change could bring negative impacts instead.
All of the studies, all of the indicators that I've read show that the possibility of that kind of nightlife opening up in an area does not contribute to the positive growth of the community.
Leversey said in light of the ordinance passing, he is pleased with the amendment to the ordinance allowing sales of alcohol by the glass until 11 p.m. rather than 2 a.m. Emmerich said the goal is to attract new business while still protecting residents, and he'll be watching closely to see how it unfolds. Reporting from Vienna, I'm Cassidy Fury with WTAP News.